Hello and welcome once again to Principia Mathematica. I hope that you are doing great, and today we're going to carry on with another subject of decimal fractions, which is divisions. Okay, so let's start with some examples. So divisions. First example, which would be 0.5 divided by 10. So, what do we do here? Well, we can write it down as 0.5 divided by 10, and then we remember that 0.5 is equal to 5 divided by 10, then divided by 10 divided by 1. And then we multiply the extremes, which would be 5 times 1 would be 5, and then 10 times 10, which would be 100. And then we need to turn this into a decimal number, yeah? So what we do is we write down 5, and then we move the decimal point how many places? 2, because we have two zeros here, yeah? So it will be 1 and 2. Okay, let me write it down bigger. We have 5 here, and then we move the decimal point 1 and 2. So here it will be 0.05. Okay, another example. 0.86 divided by 10. So once again, we write down 8600 divided by 10. Then this would be 86 divided by 100, and then divided by 10 divided by 1. Yeah, this 0.86 would be 86 hundredths divided by 10 divided by 1. Yeah, because this is an integer. So now we multiply 86 times 1, 86 divided by how much? 100 times 10, which would be 1000. And then we write down 86, and then we need to move the decimal point how many places to the left? 3, yeah, because we have 3 zeros. So it will be 1, 2, and 3. So the result will be 0.086. Another example, 0.125 divided by 10. So again, we write down 0.125 divided by 10. And then we will have 125 divided by 1000 divided by 10. But this 10, which is an integer, is divided by 1. So 125 times 1 is 125 divided by 1000 times 10, which would be 10,000. So now, in order to turn this into a decimal, we need to write down 125, and then we need to count how many places we need to move the decimal point to the left. How many zeros do we have? We have 4, yeah? So we need to move the decimal point 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the final result will be 0.0125. Another example, number 4, will be 3.43 divided by 10. So again, we have 3.43 divided by 10. So this 3.43 can be expressed as 343 divided by 100, and this divided by 10 divided by 1. So here we will have 343 times 1, 343 divided by 1000. And then we will have 343, and we need to count how many places we need to move the decimal point to the left. So how many zeros do we have? 3. So 1, 2, 3. So this will be 0.343. Now we're going to skip up to example number 6, and we will have 3.18 divided by 100. So we need to write it down like this: 3.18 divided by 100. So this will be 318 divided by 100 divided by 100 divided by 1. So 318 times 1 is 318 divided by 100 times 100 is 10,000. So this will be 318, and how many places do we have to move the decimal point? Well, how many zeros do we have? We have 4, yeah? So this will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the final result will be 0.0318. Another example, 7, 16.134 divided by 100. So we can write it down like this: 16.134 divided by 100, and then we will have 16,134 divided by 1000 divided by 100 divided by 1. Yeah? So here we will have 16,134 divided by 100,000. So in order to turn this into decimal, we write down 16,134, and we need to count the zeros. How many zeros do we have? We have 5, yeah? So we move it 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? And then the final result would be 0.16134. So now we're going to skip up to example number 9, which would be 2.5 divided by 1000. So we will have 2.5 divided by 1000. So this would be 25 divided by 10 divided by 1000, and this 1000 is divided by 1. So 25 times 1 is 25, and then 10 times 1000 would be 10,000. So now we write down 25, and then how many places are we going to move the decimal point to the left? Well, it depends on the number of zeros. How many zeros do we have? We have 4. Yeah. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the final result will be 0.0025. Now we're going to skip up to example number 16, which would be 0.7246 divided by 10,000. So we do what we usually do. We write it down like this: 0.7246 divided by 10,000. And now we write down the decimal as a fraction, as a decimal fraction, which would be 7,246 divided by 10,000, and then this divided by 10,000 divided by 1. Okay. And then we multiply the extremes, which will be 7,246 times 1, which will be 7,246, and then we multiply these two numbers, which would be like this. Yeah, it would be 1 followed by 8 zeros. So now if we want to turn this into a decimal, we write down 7,246, and let's see how many zeros we have. We have 8 zeros, so we need to move the decimal point 8 places to the left. So we start like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have a 0 here, a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here. So the final result will be 0.1234 7246. The one last example, we're going to skip up to example number 18, where we will have 0.865 divided by 100,000. So we need to write down, well, 865, well, 0.865 divided by 100,000. And now we would have to write down this decimal as a decimal fraction, which would be 865 divided by 1000 divided by 100,000 divided by 1. So we multiply the extremes, which would be 865 times 1, which would be 865. And then we need to multiply 100,000 times 1000, which would be 100 million. Yep. So now, if we want to turn this into a decimal, we write down 865 here, and we need to count the number of zeros. How many zeros do we have? We have 3, 3, and 2, so we have 8. So we need to move the decimal point 8 places to the left. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the final result will be 0.0000865. Okay? So this is how you divide decimals by powers of 10. Okay? So now we're going to study something new. How to add up decimals. So let's say that we have this example, yeah? 0.3 plus 0.8 plus 3.15. Obviously, the easiest way to solve this is to use a calculator, okay? And there are also other ways. But I want to teach you how to do it using fractions, because I really like fractions. Because I think that fractions are like proper maths. I really don't like decimals. So, in order to add this up, we start with 0.3 plus 0.8 plus 3.15, and we express all of these numbers as decimal fractions. So we would have 0.3, which would be 3 divided by 10. Then 0.8, which would be 8 divided by 10. And then 3.15, which would be 315 divided by 100. So now we need to find the least common multiple, which in this case would be 100. So 100 divided by 10 is 10 times 3 would be 30, plus 100 divided by 10 is 10 times 8 would be 80, plus 100 divided by 100 is 1, times 315 it will be 315. And this will be 425 divided by 100. And now if we want to turn this into a decimal, we write down 425 and then we count the number of zeros, which in this case it would be 2. So we need to move the decimal point 2 places to the left because we have 2 zeros, yeah? So this will be 4.25. And another example, this would be 0.19 plus 3.81 plus 0.723 plus 0.134. So again, we're going to take all these numbers and we're going to turn them into decimal fractions. So this would be 19 divided by 100 plus 381 divided by 100, yeah, plus 723 divided by 1000 plus 1314 divided by 10,000. So which one is the least common multiple? The least common multiple in this case would be 10,000. Okay? So what we need to do is divide 10,000 divided by 100, which would be 100 times 19 would be 1,900 plus 10,000 divided by 100 would be 100 times 381. It would be 381. Sorry, 38,100 plus 1,000 divided by 10,000 divided by 1,000, which would be 10 times 723 would be 7,230 plus 10,000 divided by 10,000, which would be 1 times 1,214. And then this would be 48,544 divided by 10,000. And now, if we want to turn this into a decimal, we write it down like this: 48,544, and we need to count the number of the number of zeros, which would be, in this case, it would be 4. Yeah? So we need to move the decimal point how many places? 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the final result would be 4.8544. This would be the final result. Okay, well, that's everything for this part of the subject that we're studying. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe, and see you in the fourth part. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.